Hey, sweetie, this book is called Hugly Goes Camping. Let's find out what those little monsters are up to this time. Hugly Goes Camping by Ted Arnold. Hugly and his friends love to discover dark tunnels. Star crystals grow in the dark tunnels, said Hugly. Right, said Booter, and this tunnel is the darkest I've ever seen. If we find 2 more crystals, said Grubel, then we'll each have our own. Is that a light up ahead? Hugly asked. Star crystals! Yelled Booter and Grubel. They raced to the end of the tunnel. It's just a big rock, said Hugly. But behind the rock they found something they had never seen before. It's a hatchway, said Hugly, and it's down near the ground. I thought hatchways were always in the ceiling, said Grubel. That's what I thought too, said Booter. Most hatches open up under people's bed, but this one is different, I guess. Let's see where it leads, said Hugly. He pulled hard on the hatch. It creaked and scraped across the floor. The monsters climbed through. Grubel was disappointed. It's just another tunnel. No, said Booter, sniffing the air. We aren't in a monster tunnel. This tunnel is in the people world. It's called a cave. Come on, said Hugly. Let's look around. As the 3 friends crept through the cave, it grew lighter and lighter. Finally, they came to the entrance. Outside, in the bright sunshine, they saw trees and mountains. Where are we now? Asked Grubel. Who cares? Said Hugly. This place looks fun. And I don't see any people around to catch us, Booter added. Let's do it, they all cheered. Hey, Hugly, Grubel, called Booter. It's starting to get dark. We should go home. Tired and happy, the 3 monsters headed back to the cave. Hugly ran ahead, chasing little blinking bugs. Suddenly, in the dark cave entrance, thump, he bumped into something big and furry. Booter bumped into Hugly. Grubel bumped into Booter. The big furry thing opened its eyes and growled. Then 2 smaller eyes opened. Yikes! The monsters yelled. They turned and ran as fast as they could back into the woods. Did they follow us? Asked Hugly. I don't think so, said Booter. What kind of creatures were they? Asked Grubel. I don't know, said Booter, but now we can't get back into the cave. You mean we have to stay out here? Whispered Hugly. He pulled his star crystal from his backpack. The monsters nervously looked around. They began to hear strange noises. Pairs of eyes watched them from the trees. What's the rattling noise? Hugly asked. That's Grubel's knees trembling, said Booter. They looked at Grubel's knees, then looked at one another. Suddenly they burst out laughing. There's nothing to be scared of, said Hugly. After all, we're monsters, just because it's dark. Quiet, hissed Booter. What's that? Through the dark trees they saw a twinkling light. We'd better go see, said Hugly. They tiptoed closer to the light. At last they saw a people family sitting around a fire, roasting treats on sticks, and telling scary monster stories to each other. They had a little cloth house beside their traveling machine. The monsters slipped back into the dark of the trees. They don't look scared at all, said Grubel. If people can stay out here all night, said Booter, then so can we. We can make a place just like they did, said Hugly. Let's do it. They cheered. What about a fire? Asked Grubel. I'll get one started, said Booter. I'll do it the same way we light candles back in our tunnels, but remember, no playing with fire. Booter sparked Hugly's star crystal against a rock. Soon they had a fire that was warm and cozy. Grubel and Hugly made snacks. Big bugs dipped in swamp scum. They roasted the delicious treats over the fire and told scary people stories. When the 3 friends became sleepy, they put the fire out with water. Lying in their little outdoor house, they gazed up at the stars. Hugly saw one streak across the sky. One by one, the 3 monsters fell asleep. When they woke up, the sun was shining. Booter went to make another fire, but then she stopped. Look at this, she said, pointing to some big footprints in the dirt. Something is headed for that people family, said Hugly. Let's go see, said Booter. If it's the creature from the cave, then we can get back home. They followed the tracks through the trees. The people family was hiding inside their machine. A big, furry, brown creature was pawing through their food. Yup, that's the one from the cave, whispered Hugly. Now we can go home. They turned to go, but the surprised little furry creature cried, Eek! The big creature stopped digging and looked around. Run, yelled Booter. To the cave, cried Grubel. Let's do it, cried Hugly. The little creature ran for the cave. The three monsters ran for the cave. The big creature charged after them. The little creature disappeared into the cave. The three monsters were right behind it. The big creature followed, growling at their heels. At the back of the cave, Hugly, Booter, and Grubel scrambled through the hatchway. Booter and Grubel closed it just as the big creature crashed against it. They could hear growling and scratching and thumping on the other side. Whew, said Grubel, that was close. I'll say, said Booter. You have to open the hatch right now, said Hugly. Are you crazy? Yelled Booter. Oh, she said, looking around. Hugly was standing beside the trembling little furry creature. It was too scared to move. We have to put it back, said Hugly. Booter and Grubel nodded. They looked at the hatchway. It shook from the pounding and growling on the other side. They each took a deep breath, then opened the hatch a little bit. A roar filled the tunnel. One huge paw reached in. Hugly pushed the little creature under the paw. The big creature scooped it up and pulled it out. Booter and Grubel slammed the hatchway shut again. Well, said Booter, that was interesting. We learned a lot, said Hugly. Next time it won't be so scary. Next time, said Grubel, all I wanted on this trip was a star crystal. We'll go find some crystals, then have a snack, said Hugly. Let's do it. The three friends cheered as they raced away. The end. Hey, sweetie, I hope you liked listening to the adventures of Hugly Goes Camping. Have a great day. I love you.